What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Tonight's episode of Supergirl is titled Capital Punishment. Now, such a bold title, but we do know that there is a reason for this title, and as the events that took place in the last episode lead up to this very episode in tonight. Um, we all know that the issue basically was Red Daughter invaded National City and was posing as our version of Kara Danvers, aka Supergirl. And the events that took place towards the last, 4 minutes of the episode was very, very intense, very cool, I thought, by perspective. But also, it was a little thrown off, seeing as the story majorly took place off screen because of the fact that, as I said, she invaded and we didn't see all of that stuff, leading up to anything. It just like blatantly happened. And that's something that the writers at the CW always does. There's always things that happens off screen and they just assume us to piece it together. So, as I did, I pieced it together and it worked out for me. She invades, she pretends to be our version of Kara. She's gathering up information and then she moves in for her strike. And this was pretty much part of Lex's plan as well, to expose Supergirl because he, for one, doesn't want them to be looked upon as gods. So that's kind of, like I said, Lex's plan, for them, to pretty much wake up and open their eyes. It's also part of, Ben Lockwood's plan as well to expose aliens for what they truly are, regardless if they're good or not. So it should be a very interesting episode and it should be an informative episode. Now, I'm saying all this with a huge amount of speculation because I could be wrong. They could still just be, blatantly giving us things and not explaining it. And that would suck, but it does make an interesting, mysterious story indeed. And that is probably their purpose, to keep this Red Daughter story, full of mysteries because I, for one, can tell you I've watched season four since episode one, and nor did I ever see her, come to America and just, pose as, our version of Kara. I only seen what the scenes that they gave us in the last episode, and that was just thrown in there as a bonus. The whole situation where she's working underground with Tessmacher and all of that situation that just happened. And as I said, towards the last 4 minutes of the episode where it got super intense, where Supergirl just like blatantly kills everyone outside of the DC White House. And that was a super incredible moment. I felt it was shot correctly. I loved the effects. It was super cool, and that is something that people don't really understand, with like superheroes and stuff like that. Just because they're good and they're doing good deeds doesn't mean that they don't have the power to decimate the entire place. So that is probably another reason why they're going along with this plan, to expose Supergirl because for one, we embrace her, citizens of National City, they embrace her, they look to her upon, as a god. Like she can do anything, she can be anything, she's invincible. So that is one thing that Lex, also wants to do as well, which is, his purpose of recreating a red sun to weaken her, and it's just going to be amazing, as I said. So many times in my other Supergirl reviews, that this half of the season was going to be promising and possibly the best half of the season of Supergirl. In spite of all the negative comments about the show possibly getting canceled for like a Superman and Lois kind of situation, I would say personally, all the shows have, been renewed for another season. So there will be a season 5 of Supergirl, a season 8 of Arrow, another season of Black Lightning, another season of The Flash. So, we have nothing to panic about right now. The only show I say you guys will have to panic about is possibly Legends of Tomorrow. Regardless if they gotten, a season extension, the show itself is just running itself off air, because of the screenwriting and just the lack of views. It's just like, it's a terrible show to watch at at the most. Just to be honest, I can't even say words, describing the Legends. Now, it sucks for some of the characters on there that we love the most. Like Sarah has turned into a great leadership role character, and I like her role on that show. But if the show has to end, it's gonna end with all the characters possibly not returning back to their primary shows. Arrow is ending, with season 8, so it wouldn't make sense for them to try to, throw Sarah back in the loop now, if the show was going to be canceled. Big if, as I said. Um, but yeah, she's also, like, as I said, one of my favorite characters, and she's also a character that others love as well. I can vouch for people because a lot of people has told me, like Sarah has become one of the greatest, characters on the Legends, you know, because she's still a total badass, and then now she has a leadership role. She's assuming the role like Oliver has basically, but for the Legends. Um, Sorry about the noise. I tried to talk over it, but it's a noisy Sunday, evening, and things are starting to get crazy in the house, but it is what it is, I still put this video out there for you guys anyway. So, as I say, be on the lookout for tonight's episode, which airs at 8 p.m. That is, Eastern time, basically. Well, my time. I don't know what time everyone else is on, but it does air, 8/7 Central. So be on the lookout. And as I said, it should be an informative episode. If not, I'll still take it. Hopefully it's a good, solid episode. I don't want to be bored by this episode, and I don't want to be let down by its, huge expectations because for one, with her being, public enemy number one, that should just be interesting in itself, and then you still have the whole Lex Luthor situation, because we have to find him. Where is he? So those are just some things to look forward to in tonight's episode. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.